Hi guys, Dylan Macy here. As you know, I've said a lot in past writings, always wanting to make videos more. Just often, in that conundrum like, oh, I don't know what to say, and all that stuff like I'm sure a lot of us or all of us think of. But the truth is, there's tons of things I always want to say and could probably ramble on about for like hours, literally. But, if I do make these, make that a little shorter. Not hours, maybe like an hour or something, but I don't know, obviously. Okay. For one thing, I want to stop controlling that aspect and just have a detachment about it. All the things you feel you want to do, all the things you feel are right, that you want to stand up for, that are truth within you, maybe a mission or a task or something you feel is appointed to you or given to you. Just have detachment about it. Like literal practicing that loving detachment about it. And just allowing yourself to get into the flow with it, It's really simple as that. With everything, with your thoughts, with your feelings, even reactions to things, just take a step back from that, of course, and observe what's going on in the moment and what something, information or whatever is telling you, and not to have that reaction about it for one thing, but in regard to a mission or a task. Just even that, take a step back. Let it go. Let your feelings and your thoughts all about it and everything surrounding it and what you perceive yourself as or anything, just let it go. Then you can get into the flow of it, and just kind of allow it to happen. Yeah, I guess it's really important to really stand up, especially now with everything that's going on. I'm sure many of us really feel it. Stand up, start speaking your truth. No matter what, just start speaking it into anything and whatever you feel is in you and on your heart. Whether you've researched things or began figuring things out around that way and then looking first and foremost with that, or taking from what you've learned in the outside, looking within yourself and how that resonates and feels, Just speak your truth. Let it be known, because your voice is powerful. The way of the voice. I'm sure many know what that pertains to, but truly, really, the way of your voice, it has its own signature frequency, resonance to it. I'm kind of pushing out too much. It's weird, but whatever. Just trying this. Yeah, it just has its own frequency and resonance to it that is unique to you. And if you're speaking from a place in your heart of genuineness and authenticity, it'll radiate out. Who knows? It can help so many people, whatever it is you have to speak about. Speaking in truth of anything. 'Cause that's what this world needs. I mean, writing is a great thing, and that's what I've been doing a long while, of course. Many of you know. But making my voice heard, as all of us, is more important. Or at this time, it is growing more important, because people can access that information or thoughts, if they have any interest whatsoever, on other people, from thoughts from other people quicker. And writing is great, and reading is great, and I like it because it's give more space and meditative focus into it. It's the same for listening, exactly the same too. Especially for someone like me who has a keen, detailed listening way of being, I guess, into anything. So it's like music or people speaking. I listen to very subtle, soft energies. Not just sound, but that's a part of it. Okay, you get it. But really, from that center and heart space, grounded down with you, speaking the truth of whatever you have to speak about is just incredible. It has such beautiful, resonating, radiating power with your intentions, however that is, in loving, kind, open, giving, just maybe to help someone intentions, and that's mine always, in service, always in highest service in anything I do. But yeah, I mean, even detachment from all that stuff and just let stuff flow from your center and your truth. Simple. Like a lot of things I always would like to talk about are probably really weird, and I get really deep into a lot of stuff, and my friends throughout my life would tell you that. From my whole life, being a kid and through now, I always get really deep into everything and focused and meditative, and I just want to dig down to like the truth and the crux of it and lay out some details that show what's going on with whatever that thing is, energetically, multidimensionally. Really, I've been growing into that more, and I really mean it. Seeing the many different layers and subtle energies to everything, the multidimensional connections and what it means here and there, and everything, anything and everything can be a massive inner journey deep within meditatively, and finding the frequency in those vibrations and trying to relay that informationally and speaking in whatever way. So nothing's ever really quick with me. Like I might trying to get faster with a lot of stuff, and everyone's been trying to teach me that my whole life. I'm starting to take it to heart, especially now, to step up and be part of more of a mission that I have to do to help. And you always feel like, if you're someone like me, if you're like, especially if you feel like you have that inborn mission to reach out and to help people in amazing ways, in whatever way, you're a starseed or whatever, you always feel like, oh, you're running out of time, you have to get active, and there's always those outside distractions and things that take away your energy, your space, and that's when it comes in to your own self-mastery and learning who you are and what you're doing in this world, and that you are a divine sovereign creator being, as I say a lot of writings too, but it may be kind of borrowed from other people's teachings, but I use those terms because it sticks to truth within me and what I know and what I want to share with the world too and teach. Is you're a creator being. Truly, you can actually create your reality and everything you do, and you can make the choice here and there and this and that with every little thing, take you on the path of creation in your reality, of a timeline, literally creating different timelines with the choices you make and the thoughts and the feelings that you have within, and how that all comes out, or at least the action you take with those. But of course, really, in the subtle energetic realms of our multidimensional reality, and your multidimensional being as a divine sovereign creator being, there's your thoughts and feelings connect into like subtle energetic layers of reality and begin to really create those timelines, which is where you're imagining of the whole scenarios of something come into play, and those timelines that go off in every direction, every which way from you, that you have choice to make. There's always like a million different timelines you can take yourself on that you imagine of things that you want to do or that you can do, and that all the things you want to create and share with the world in the highest service, or just for help and for joy and kind love and for teaching or for sharing and whatever that is, or for share truth about anything and whatever that is, get the word out, because you need to create awareness among the world. We need to so much and so many different things, especially now, of course, like I said, with the energy coming up with the throat chakra. I may have heard other people say, but truly, if you look around, that's what's happening now, because of all the pressure, the weirdness that's happening in the world with all these fake scenarios. Not all fake, there's realness to it, and also not, of what's really happening. There's the virus, or the mind virus, I've heard many of my friends say, and truly it really is more than anything, because we all know how the media works, and controlling of consciousness and feelings and thoughts and the actions of people. And there's that whole or whatever scenario or situation, reaction, solution, or plan of the whole pandemic stuff that's going on now, but in general, of all the negative, dark peoples in control of media and corporations and all that stuff. Try to stay away from keywords or something, because it's a video. Just, you know what I mean. But yeah, so what was I saying? The speaking your truth about that, and thoughts, and the mind virus stuff, that's right, and all that. I kind of lost it, but you get what I'm saying. All that stuff going around, it's really more of a mind control stuff as always, but at the same time, sure, there's some real layers to it, but speaking up truth about that's what I was saying. Also, create awareness and to get people to actually start seeing what's really going on and wake up in themselves truly sovereignly at their soul level and what they are and what they're doing around in their life and all the things that they have to get themselves out of and clean and clear within themselves and around themselves for a whole over healing in their greater awakening and ascending process of being. It's a whole thing. Right now is why it's so pressing and happening so much with so many people as we're awakening through our own processes of ascending and activating, really getting active, speaking or creating things to help others as we awaken and want to know truth in this world, or just to share and maybe be a guiding light and help for someone, is healing. Excuse me. Healing is something like a literal all over, like energetic clearing and healing, and emotional, energetic, and thought clearing and healing is what a lot of us are picking up and gliding along with that frequency, and right now going through the collective and the earth, healing humanity and healing the earth and healing far beyond that, our solar system, universe, multiverse, and all that stuff, the super multiverse. It all comes together in connection, So that's a lot what we're doing too. All now, rising up, speaking truth, and doing all we can to really rise up in our sovereignty and awakening, prosperous, abundant, radiating, growing being by healing. You have to do the healing first within yourself before you can help others to further heal or awaken, and rise up. That's all. Simple as that. You gotta do your inner work. You gotta go within. Truly. You have to start sitting in quiet more and listening within yourself, listening to your body, your feelings you get every little which way. If anything leads out to something in yourself emotionally or energetically, multidimensionally, into your extended multidimensional body beyond just physical, into your astral, into your light bodies, into geometric light bodies. There's multiple parts and aspects, layers to ourselves. But these things, these feelings you even get in your own body leads out to things into the collective humanity's consciousness body or the earth body, different parts in different places. It leads to different places that need the healings or that needed the attention and need to be spoken about or brought to awareness for the healings and for the releasings, and so it can be the most resonant, coherent flow of energy, within yourself, within the collective humanity, consciousness and energy that way of the whole collective humanity's like body of being as one, literally, and the earth too, exactly. Just the same in connection as one, literally. And all other different layers of reality, everything's connected, really is. And you have many other different aspects to yourself and full energetic kind of connection. Like, I'm feeling it and seeing it around me right now in our eye. But that connects to you have not just this version of yourself here on the earth plane and in the 3D or in the 3D realms into the fourth density transitioning consciousness vibration as we are now. Literally, we're in the beginning stages, and it truly is it is the beginning stages of fourth density right now on the planet for humanity. You can really feel it and see it. It's just the beginning where we're starting to become really aware of the thoughts and feelings, the things in ourselves, even more normally. As has been anyway for a lot of us, but more. And I notice how doesn't matter if you're starseed or not, all of this stuff I've seen in everybody and anybody around me is always a very normal thing my whole life, and it's just now growing more in this beginning stage of fourth density and kind of fourth dimensional being. So we're starting to become aware of our multidimensional intuitive ability, or at least, well, I guess it's more of if you're somebody really doing that work to become aware of those and to really consciously be aware of yourself in all ways that you are and how you connect and how you connect to people, others, and all life and everything, and what energies you radiate out and how that affects them. Sorry, that's all I was trying to say. and you're multidimensional 2D abilities become more aware. This is something very normal for everybody. You have telepathy and telekinetics and things like that, even, or whatever thought transference or empathic emotional abilities, a lawnmower or something. But I see that in everybody, but that's just only because I've become aware of it even more so, even though I've noticed I've had it my entire life. I've just become aware of more of what that is. I'm starting to actually really connect with and utilize it. All that really comes down to is being centered in your heart and your genuine, authentic being in the moment, detached from everything, letting your mind be clear and just going in the heart space and being grounded down there. And everything else, allowing it, literally your energy centers, I guess is more I'm talking about, your heart down to grounded root chakra and your sacral, solar plexus, heart, your thymic, higher heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, like energetic alignment. And then you have other chakras, things within your multidimensional body and energy centers and things that connect here and into the planet, to the stars, the solar system, and other planets, and to the source itself, or the galaxy and the source itself, and basically of this universe, the whole of our consciousness. Then it goes over into the multiverse for a greater consciousness that encompasses our universe, and that consciousness, it just kind of goes on forever. It's a fractal universe. But or I don't know, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Whatever, just figuring stuff out. It's all within you at the same time. Everything in the whole universe literally was in you. So that's what I was saying, like, if you're really meditating and you get quiet, get into that deep breathing state and start to feel into your body and feel that warmth and tingling come up as your deep belly breathing and sitting and relaxed, soft state of body and mind, conscious being. Start to feel things in your body and all the things that come up that aren't the greatest feeling and all the things that feel really good. And those things aren't the greatest, just are asking for your awareness and healing. At least that's how I see it. And all you have to do is shine love and awareness on that. Your light is just awareness, consciousness. That's all it is. It's very simple, subtle and simple. And then just give some whatever feel out for whatever it needs. Whether it needs some joy, love, or smiles and laughter. There should be something you can always bring to anything that needs healing anyway, because that just transmutes right there. Some love and some smiles, some laughter, some higher vibrational being. But whether it needs some gratitude or needs some forgiveness or needs some joy or love or anything, that part of yourself, and identifying if it is truly something of your own, multidimensionally, emotionally created yourself, or if it's some outside force or entity, an entity attachment or parasite, which those are very real too, and kind of like the lower fourth dimensional plane of existence. And as you expand, you can more so see those, or if you slow down meditation, you can kind of see whatever it is going on in yourself or another person, because we're all connected. You can tune into other people's frequencies and energies and being speaking really fast. I should probably take a slow down here. But yeah, you can feel other people's energies just the same. Guess I'm kind of going into a lot really quick. But yeah, and so those things exist. Sometimes they may actually just be literal entities and beings or that you've created yourself emotionally by not standing up and doing something that you really want to, or getting into your own free sovereign space of creation and being part of the 3D matrix reality of the workforce slavery system and money magic control system stuff, and always having that time and energy taken away from you. Just start getting it yourself. Make the time and make the space, or change the situation around your reality. You're a creator being. Get out of that slavery job and start doing your own sovereign creator stuff. All of us have passions and loves and things in this that we like to do for creation. Start doing that, sharing out to the world. We have this beautiful internet tool we can share stuff on very easily and abundantly now. It's very easy to create your own sort of thing to do, to share with the world, to help others. And if money is a thing you need right now, and as is, it's still a thing in this world, slowly growing not to be as the financial systems change, as has began changing with Trump putting money in the treasury rather than the federal stuff. You know what I mean? That's one way, and that's just this country, but there's connection to that with other countries too that are in the actual world alliance of things for the liberation of humanity. But so many different levels of anything and everything, but it all comes back down to what are you doing, right? And what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are the people around you? Who are the people around you that you are connected with? And what are you giving to the world? You know, what are you offering from your heart, from your true, genuine, authentic being? It's not as simple as that. But yeah, you know, what are you doing? What do you love to do? Start getting into that, you know, maybe if you need a change of space or environment, start looking to another place or a change of environment where you'd like to get into. If you want to change your actual living area or living situation or area and get somewhere else if you need to, and sure, but at the same time, anything and everything that you need to do, doesn't matter where you are on the planet, solar system, galaxy, universe, you just do it. You're right here. Start doing it whatever way. Get the tools and stuff that you need, including me wanting to talk more. I actually do have a microphone, but I haven't actually gotten it to work very well yet. It's weird. Still have to figure that out. It kind of works, kind of doesn't. I don't know. So, check on that later. But for now, I hope you can hear me, because I do speak really quiet. I know. I'm trying to lift that up more. Yeah. I do speak in person, actually. I've been doing that a lot more with people and sharing truth about anything and everything, and it might just be subtle, simple wisdoms, and I kind of leave it back at that, so take a step back, or I might share about information about a lot of things that needs to be created in awareness. I just want to make videos more, and I always find the whole idea of me doing that alone on camera daunting, but it's not hard, as I'm seeing right now. I've been really getting into my flow and that within and preparing myself to get into it more and just be able to do this. So yeah, I'd like to create more of these for you guys if you're interested. I'm sorry, I'm kind of not being considerate. I'm sorry. I'm just openly sharing, speaking my truth about anything, and if you're interested, then I'll make more. But I'm sorry, at the same time, I'll just make more anyway. I don't care. It's just something I feel like I want to do and I like to do. So what I mean is, I don't mean that in a weird, brutish way. What I mean is just detachment from that and do what you feel is right and that you want to do. And start speaking your truth in a loving, open, connected, compassionate, wise way. But yeah. Said a lot here. I guess one thing I kind of wanted to say, I often write down notes right now in my little still job that I have, which is actually awesome. Sometimes I'll stop to take notes, kind of get downloads of information or ideas of things to do in videos or writings that I haven't quite done too much, but I have the notes. Anyway, one that I'd like to talk about is we have a higher aspects of consciousness and being connected through multidimensional reality and our multidimensional being throughout the multiverse, really. I mean, if you really start feeling into that and diving into the truth of it yourself and seeing it, you'll know that not only here, as the human that you are, you have other lives in the... first and foremost, the fact that time and space kind of don't exist, well, give or take, but time doesn't really exist in a way that you think it whatsoever. It doesn't. It's completely different than what any way you're brought to think up it is to be in this, or it is in this world. It's not quite that. Maybe it is in your personal reality for the time being, as that program is still within you and you have to dissolve it away and get yourself free and conscious and free and sovereign and clear of all programs and thought forms and energies that aren't you, and to be your own sovereign free being. It's not. And so in that, all the life forms, all the lives that you've lived throughout past or present or future, it's all happening right here, right now, at the same moment. It really is. So you're this being right now for whatever reason, most conscious, because of this crazy game and kind of the last stage of the game is this 3D realm, which I just put a post yesterday talking about that. And yeah, I really feel it is like the last stage. What I was saying there, I'll get back to that later. I'm getting off track. But you have higher aspects of being. And what I think, first and foremost, everything I'm saying here is kind of what I think, what I believe, what I feel, and just my perspective. It doesn't mean, oh my god, it's the absolute truth. I don't mean that. Obviously, that's different to each and everybody in your learnings. Alright. So, in your DNA, you have we're made up of tons of different DNA, and it's not just human, and it's also not just stuff of Earth. A lot of things on Earth aren't actually just from Earth. As it turns out, in the greater cosmic scale of things, the real Earth's history and galactic history and things like that, that's usually suppressed, in most easily accessible informational outlets like mainstream. But there's a lot of people out there who actually do have the information pertaining to our real Earth, real humanity, and real galactic history. It's not that hard to find. I've shared a lot about it, or at least their stuff, I mean. We're made up of a lot of DNA, including off-world and extraterrestrial, a lot of different beings that are humanoid, and or otherwise animal or plant DNA. If you follow each one of those DNAs within you, connecting to it is a higher aspect that is a more sentient consciousness ascended form, like a human, the 5-star way of being like we are. And throughout multidimensional reality, you have your 3D, 4D, your 5D, 60, 70, 80, 90, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is kind of what I've heard of dimensions to be. But I don't know. And, I know, but I don't perfectly, of course. I don't know anything. Just kind of picking up on stuff. But so in that, what I was thinking, because everything's connected, if you go into the whole oneness aspect of everything, Christ consciousness and quantum consciousness, which is really kind of one and the same thing, is kind of the way I feel it. They're just different perspectives and way of seeing it. Same deal. Which actually goes for a whole lot in the world, and then I always just kind of go to the default if it's all the same thing when I'm talking about stuff, because it really is just a different perspective. But everything's connected. Christ consciousness, quantum consciousness of that loving, heart-centered feeling of oneness and infinite connection to all life and unity in the highest vibration. And so, as for the planets and stars that you feel connect to, when it comes to astrology kind of maps out planets and stars that are connected to you at your time of birth or whatever, and coming into this dimensional reality of being into these human forms. But what if those planets and stars are also you? Your soul is actually in those throughout time and space, dimension, and reality, and timeline of being. They're just other forms of you in higher aspect dimensional forms of being or whatever, or just other types. So if you're connected to Jupiter, if you're connected to Saturn, if you're connected to Mars, if you're connected to this star, that star, or this star system, or that part of the solar system, maybe those are whole over literal bodies of specifically you and your soul that may also have other people's souls in it, because a collective thing, of course, we're all connected, but they're higher forms of you. Just a cool thought, So when you think about all those planetary and astrological connections, could just be other forms of you, but what are the energies that they are, and what does that mean for you here and now, and why is that in connection to you here and now? What energies does it give off as we kind of translate energetically, multidimensionally, intuitively connecting to within our human forms as through astrology and others, and there are others out there that actually speak about astrology in a multidimensional perspective, which I love. And there's a couple of people like Laura Eisenhower and Nora Mornian, if you know Matthew Mornian's wife, speaking about astrology in a multidimensional way. It's really cool. I've always wanted to look into that more. I haven't perfectly learned too much about astrology, to be honest. Only a little bit through Laura and Nora, and still have yet to really dive into it more. But I had this feeling that those are just other parts of us, and literal, in the whole of our oneness of universe and beyond, as each and every one of us are literally just connected as one being in the first place, if you feel into it truthfully, seriously. But as for your soul here now, those are you too. Interesting. Yeah. I like to speak about a lot of multidimensional or space-related things, who I am, or consciousness, or spiritual connective things, or spiritual teachings, and every which little subtle detail of energy. In every way, I get very deep and detailed with everything. As most of you always see with my writings, I'm sorry, not most of you, but I've written a lot about that, and I'm sure some people have seen it. I don't mean it like that. I'm joking. But very detailed, and I could go on for a long time about things. But I just want to share a little bit about some of this stuff, and I'll begin to make more videos, make more space and time to share and do what I really feel called to do. Share some information and thoughts and talk about some really weird, strange things in our world to try to bring some light and awareness to that. Try to open and expand our consciousness, our being entirely to our true multidimensional being and our true sovereign divine divinity of who we are and all over multiversal creation as one. It all comes back down to that, and also healing, something I'd like to get into more, which I have been much growing, expanding out, doing kind of put on my Facebook recently as a multidimensional light healer. Been getting into that more, and it's been really helping me, and it looks like some spaces, maybe some people I've done it for. Just gotta do it more and get into that and start expanding these videos more. Some music, some talking things, some meditations, some healings. See what we can do here. But for right now, the main point of this video is starting to speak my truth openly, with the most love and compassion and joy, and just having fun, and maybe inspiring someone. Sharing more of my voice, more than just through writing, for anyone that I'm friends with, just for us all to get to know each other more, and just to share with anybody I've never known, and, for growing and expansion of myself that I need to do. But beyond that, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I just would like to do this because I feel called to do it, and have for many years, and maybe it can help people. That's it. Alright. Thank you for this space, guys. Truly. Thank you. I love you. Bless you. Till next time. Talk about a whole lot of things. Speak your truth. Have loving detachment about anything and everything, including what you feel called to do. And you've probably mapped it out within yourself a lot for a while. Whatever it is. I'm not you. I'm you, but I'm not you. Take a step back. I'm not you. Do your thing. Have detachment about it. Get into the flow of it. Get into the flow of how you've created that within yourself. It's very simple. Start looking out and bringing things into your reality that you need that supports that creation. Simple. Don't get caught up by distractions too much. That's something I've done lately. It's a bit much, but it's all not needed. But it teaches you at the same time, so it's needed. It is. Later. Love you. Be well.